Greetings, fellow Whovians. Whovian Queen here. Hope you had a good week so far. Well, look at the 11th Doctor era now continues on with the final episode of Series 6, The Wedding of River Song. A prelude to the finale was released online on September 24th, 2011, after the previous episode, Closing Time. It shows Area 52 with the clock struck at 5:02 p.m., where the religious order of the Silence are kept in stasis, and River Song is wearing an eye patch in the same fashion as Madame Kavarian. And that's just a teaser, so now let's take a look at the episode itself. The 11th Doctor, aware of his imminent death at its time and place, attempts to learn about a religious order called the Silence to learn why he must die. He encounters the shape-shifting robot, the Tessellect, and his miniaturized crew posing as one of the members of the Silence. They offer him any help within their power as he faces his death. Through them, the Doctor is led to Gantog, another Silence member, who takes him to the living head of Dorian Maldivar inside a catacomb. Dorian reveals that the Silence are dedicated to averting the Doctor's future, warning him that the Silence must fall when the first question is asked on the planet Trenzalore, which is Doctor Who. To avoid crossing his own time stream, the Doctor gives the Tessellect crew 4 invitations to Lake Silencio in 1969 for Amy Rory, River, Kenton Everdell III, and a younger version of himself. The Doctor comes to Lake Silencio, Utah, to meet his death by a younger version of River, who was being forced to kill the Doctor in the automated spacesuit contrived by the Silence. River surprises the Doctor by draining the spacesuit's weapon systems and averting his death. Time becomes stuck as a result and begins to disintegrate. All of Earth's history begins to run simultaneously at a fixed moment. On this stuck Earth, with all of time happening at once, Amy takes the Doctor to Area 52, the pyramid base where the Silence are in water-filled cells and Madame Kavorian is held hostage. River is also there, aware of the consequences of her actions. She refuses to tell the Doctor to touch her, an event that would lead to time going back to normal and the Doctor dying in Lake Silencio, Utah. Awakened by the Doctor's presence, the Silence escape their cells and attacks the troops defending the pyramid. Amy allows Kavorian to die as revenge for the kidnapping and brainwashing of her daughter Melody, aka River Song. The Doctor and River escape to the top of the pyramid, followed by Amy and Rory. The Doctor marries River on the spot and whispers to her to look into his eye. There she sees the miniaturized Doctor and realizes that he is inside the Tessellect ship and will actually die if time's flow is restored. He then requests that River allow him to prevent the universe's destruction. They seal this agreement and their marriage with their kiss. Time moves forward and reality returns to normal. River later visits Amy and Rory to tell them the Doctor is still alive. Elsewhere, the Doctor explains to Dorian that the Doctor's perceived death will enable him to withdraw and be forgotten, as he was getting too much attention. Yeah, that's definitely true about that. So anyway, let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. The Doctor mentions the possibility of visiting Rose Tyler and Jack Harkness. He also says that Queen Elizabeth I is still waiting to elope with him, as hinted in the End of Time. This explains why she was so angry in the Shakespeare Code. Amy's office contains the model of the TARDIS she made as a child, along with drawings of various monsters and scenes from her adventures with the Doctor. Riversong states that she used her hallucinogenic lipstick on President Kennedy, a position of hers that was introduced in The Time of Angels. One of the Silence calls Rory the man who dies and dies again, a reference to how many times he appears to die. The episode's main plot centers around the damage caused by River when she tries to rewrite a fixed point in time. The concept of fixed points in history which may not be altered, even by the Doctor's companions, was introduced in the Aztecs and was named and explored in the new series with episodes such as The Fires of Pompeii and The Waters of Mars. When River meets Amy for a bottle of wine, she's wearing military fatigues and says that she just climbed out of the Byzantium and that she saw Amy there. This refers to events in the Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone, the crash of the Byzantium first being mentioned in Silence in the Library. And now let's take a look at the production of this episode, beginning with the writing. The Wedding of River Song concludes the story arc of the Doctor's apparent death, which began in the series opener in The Impossible Astronaut, and resolves more pieces of River Song's timeline. Despite this, it leaves ambiguous whether the Doctor and River are legitimately married. Showrunner and episode writer Stephen Moffat described it as a big roller coaster ride of Doctor Who madness. One of the mad ideas he included in the episode, Live Chess, came because Moffat wanted to make chess, which he called one of the most boring games of the world, into a dangerous spectator sport. Originally, the script did not include the brief scene with the Dalek. Moffat had intended to arrest the Doctor's most famous adversary for the sixth series. Amy's confrontation with Medical Kavorian, the scene which shows what she might have been like had she not met the Doctor, was also added into the script later. Following the death of actor Nicholas Courtney, the Doctor learns in the episode that Courtney's character, Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, has died peacefully in a nursing home. Moffat said the reference, in a story about the Doctor going to his death, it seemed right and proper to acknowledge one of the greatest losses Doctor Who has endured. Moffat has confirmed that the eye patch-like eye drops in the episode are also attributed to Courtney, who wore an eye patch when playing an alternative version of the Brigadier in Inferno. Several characters reappear in the episode, including Charles Dickens from Then Quite Dead, Winston Churchill from Victory of the Daleks, the Southern Doctor Malekith from The Hungry Earth / Cold Blood, the Tessellacta and Captain Carter from Let's Kill Hitler, and the Smux and Dorian from A Good Man Goes to War. McNeice felt there was room for his character to return, as Victory of the Daleks had hinted that he and the Doctor know each other well. And now finally, let's take a look at filming and effects. The Wedding River Song was one of the last episodes filmed for the series. April 29, 2011 was the last day of filming. However, a scene from Let's Kill Hitler was delayed and shot on July 11, 2011, making that the last day of filming for the series. American television hostess Meredith Vieira recorded her report of Churchill's return to the Buckingham Senate in front of green screen while filming a segment for the Today Show's Anchors Abroad segment in May 2011. Mark Gatiss, who played Gantuk, was credited in this episode on the pseudonym Rondo Hagston, an homage to the American horror actor Rondo Haddon, on whom the character's look was based. Gatiss underwent prosthetics to play the part. Gatiss, who has written for Doctor Who, also played Professor Richard Lazarus in The Lazarus Experiment and provided the voice of Danny Boy in Victory of the Daleks. The cast found working with the eye patches strange as they had to act with one eye. Alex King's remarked that it made her slightly dizzy. Actor Karen Gillan was allowed to fire a specifically made machine gun used for films. Churchill's Buckingham Senate was filmed in Cardiff's City Council building. The script called for an Indiana Jones-style tunnel for the Headless Monk's chamber, but as that kind of location was not available in Cardiff, a set was built instead. The skulls were handcrafted and required a lot of preparation, so it was one of the first things started for the episode's production. So overall, I think this is a very good finale of the series, and it definitely, well, this is at least some groundwork for the next series. It does wrap things up for this series very nicely, so yeah. So overall, I give The Wedding River Song 5 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. We'll only tune in next time as we take a look at the Christmas special, The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. Well, hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified about my upload videos, and will help support my channel. Then be sure to check out the Patreon. Then be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, as always, is in the description below. Anyway, until next time, this is Sophie and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've a recipe the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.